Alright, so we're looking at year 9 and we're looking at the financial mathematics part of it and show you how to get 100% on these sort of questions. Alright, number 1, what is 10% of 270? Well, basically 10% you divide it by 10, so it's 27, 8. Number 2, find 8%. Now to find 8%, 8% is a decimal 0.08 and of basically means multiply, so you can type that into your calculator. 0.08 multiplied by your 150 is 12, so your answer is 12. What percentage is? So 80 out of 4,000. Basically you can type that into your calculator, which gives me the answer as a decimal, which is 0.02. To go from decimal to percentage, you times it by 100, so that's 2%. So that's not, you just write 80 over 4,000, turn it into a percentage. 42 millimeters is 4.2 centimeters, so you need to convert it to the same unit. 4.2 divided by 6, then I'm timesing it by 100, so you get 70%. I've gone straight to the answer. 20 minutes of 7 hours, well, I'm going to keep it as 20. Now 7 hours is 7 times 6, so it's 420 minutes. So 20 over 420 times by 100, so it's 4.76% to 2 decimal places, or you could do the approximately equal to. Number 4, find the percentage change in the following. Well, your percentage change is basically the difference divided by the original, and then you times it by 100. So the difference here is going to be 105 take away 70, which is 35. Now the original was 70, so you go 35 divided by 70, which gives you as a decimal, times by 100, it's 50%. So 50% increase, if you will. Here we go. So once again, your percentage change is your difference over your original. The difference, 96 minus 72, is 24. The original was 96. 24 divided by 96 times by 100 is 25%. So that's the percentage difference there. It's actually a decrease of 25%. Number 5. Alright, sort out the focus. James bought blah 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 G8 whatever for $175, and Matthew bought the same iPod for 15% less. Well, 15% less means he paid for it at 85% of its value. So to find 85% of it, you go your 0.85 times by 175, type it into a calculator, and that's how much it would cost, $148.75. So you just found out 85% because that's how much would be left. Number 6, a plot of land is increased by 11%. A year ago it was worth this. So if it's increased by 11%, it's now 111%. As a decimal is 1.11 times your 285,000. Type into your calculator, times 285,000, and it equals, don't forget dollar sign, $316,315. That's what it's now worth. A home is sold at $448,400, which was a profit. So what was the original price? Now, if it's increased by 18%, you've times it by 1.18, but this time they've given us the final value. So to go back to the original, I'm going to call it X, you divide it by 1.18. So 448,400 divided by 1.18, and that gives me my original. I'm just going to call that P for principal, which must be $380,000. So it's just working backwards, similar to these two. Number 8. Jenny earns $2,408 before tax per fortnight, and her fortnightly pay is taxed at a rate of 23%. What is her gross? Well, gross means before tax. So it actually tells us that in the question, 2,408. So you need to know your terminology there. Net means after tax. So you can work out how much you get earned in a year and then tax it. So it's 2,408 times by 26 fortnights in a year, and then she's getting taxed at 23%, which means 100 minus 23 is 77, so she keeps 77% of her money. So I'm timesing that by 0.77, and that will give us our final answer in one go. So 2,408 multiplied by 26, which is a gross yearly income. Take away the tax, so she gets to keep 77% of her money. She gets $48,208.16. Number 9. Calculate the simple interest. Well, the simple interest is principal times interest times number of years. So the principal is 13,400. The interest is 0.075 as a decimal, and the period is 4 years. You just type that into your calculator. Times 0.075 multiplied by the 4, and the interest is $4,020. Number 10. What is the principal when you've got the simple interest rate per annum for 2 years and interest paid? Well, it's similar to the last question, really, but this time they've gave us the interest. It's 1849.2. The interest is 0.069%, and it's over 2 years. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do 1,849 divided by both of these, so 1849.2 divided by 0.069, then divided by 2, and you'll have your principal, which is $13,400. Number 11. A real estate agent sells a house for $408,000. He is paid $20,400 for the sale. What percentage commission does he earn? Well, really, it's asking for what percentage is that of that. So it's your 20,400 over your 408,000. 2,400 divided by your 408,000, 0.05, which, as a percentage, he earns 5% commission. Number 12. John has compound bank interest. So your compound interest is your principal times 1 plus I to the power of n. So let's have a look. He invests $12,000 over a 4-year period. So the interest is 0.0264, and it's to the power of 4. You literally just type that into your calculator. Type this bit in first. So 1.0264 to the power of 4, multiplied by your 12,000, and his return is $13,318, and we must round to 2 decimal places because it's currency. 13. A car depreciates at a rate of 12% per year compounded if the car was bought at. So it's another compound interest question, but because it's depreciation, it's a minus here. So the car's worth 50,000. It's losing 12% over 10 years. Once again, let's type this into our calculator. Do this part first, then times it by your 50,000. And the car is now worth $13,925.05 after the 3 years. 3 marks. Depreciation this time made it a negative. 14. Alright, a tax question. Good old tax. It is worked out using the table below. Calculate how much Dave would earn. Of course it's Dave. Per month after tax, if that's his gross annual income. So gross was before tax. He earns $72,000 a year. So first of all, let's work out how much tax he earns. So first of all, tax-free is $18,200. So if you minus the $18,200, so the first $18,200 of his money, he pays 0% tax, or $0. So there's now $53,800 left by taking that away from 72. So first of all, we need to work out how much is in this category. Now this category here, your 37,000 minus your 18,201 is 18,799. So he's getting paid 19% of this value. So he times that by your 19%, and he's getting charged $3,571.81 on this category here. Now in this category, remember that there was $53,800 total. So therefore, if you take that away from the 37, So 53800 minus the 37,001. In this category, he's actually getting charged $16,799. You times that by 0.325, and that's how much tax he's getting charged of this bracket. So the total tax that he pays for the year, if you add those two together, is $9,031.49. So it's asking how much he would earn per month. So that's his wage, $72,000. You take away the tax, and then you divide it by 12. His wage is $5,247.38 per month. So that's how much he gets per month there. Now, depending on how you read this, you could have actually used 18,800 here and 16,800 here. You would have got, again, the answer which would have been acceptable for this question. 15. Alright, difficult one here. So John invested $13,000 into two separate bank accounts. One was simple interest, one was compound interest, and after 8 years we've only got the total. Right, it's a difficult question. So we know that the principal from bank account 1 plus the principal from bank account 2 is 13,000. That's how much he invested. Now the return from bank account 1. So bank account 1 would be the principal plus the interest, because it's simple. So P plus PIN, that gives us the return from bank account 1. The return from bank account 2 would be a compound interest question, and that's I we use to power of n, and that equals 16873.5. So we've got two equations here. Let's substitute into question 1. So that's principal 1 plus principal 1 multiplied by the interest, 0.042, times by the number of years, which is 8. Now let's do this one. So we're substituting in. The interest is 0.0283 to the power of 8, and that equals 16873.5. Now let's simplify this one. So 0.042 multiplied by the 8 is 0.336 plus the 1, so it's 1.336 P1. So if you do that plus that, that's what you get. Now let's simplify this one. So 1 plus 0.283 to the power of 8, and you get 1.25. P2 must equal 16873.5. Now for this question here, if P1 plus P2 equals that, P2 must equal that. Take away the, so I'm going to write that down, 13,000 minus the P1, and I'm going to substitute this into P2. So you end up with 1.336 P1 plus 1.25, 13,000 minus P1 equals 16873.5. It's basically simultaneous equations, and we've substituted P2, so it's all in terms of P1. I'm going to simplify this. So 1.25 multiplied by your 13,000, and you get 16250 minus 1.25 P1. Now we've got a linear equation to solve. So I'm going to simplify these two and move that to the other side. So 1.336 minus 1.25 is 0.086 P1 must equal 16873.5 minus the 16250, 623.5. Now I'm dividing it to get my answer. So 623.5 divided by 0.086, and we've got the principal from account 1. So that's how much we put into account 1, $7,250. So to find how much we put into account 2, take it away from your $13,000, and the principal from account 2 must be $5,750. We'll add in our $sign. Probably hardest question, 5 marks, A grade. It's simultaneous equations. Question 16. Chris invested $14,000 for 7 years for compound interest. After 7 years he had this total. Okay, so This is our formula for compound interest. We've got the final amount. We know the principal. We don't know the rate of interest, but we know it's to the power of 7. So we're just going to solve for I. So first we're going to divide by 14,000. 16755.58 divided by your 14,000. And you get 1.1968, so on. I'm actually leaving that in the calculator. Now, the opposite to the power of 7 is the 7th root, so I'm doing the 7th root of that answer, must be 1 plus I. So straight into my calculator, 7th root of the answer button, and I get 1.025999 equals 1 plus I. So that's 1 plus I. If you take away 1, you've got your answer as a decimal, which is 0.026 as a percentage, times it by 100, 2.6%. So it's just a rearranging question. Final question, 17. Bob, invest $42,000. Let's sort out the focus. There we go. He gets 5.2% yearly interest that is compounded monthly. So all you need to do is this is our compounded monthly formula. We know he invests $42,000. His interest is 0.052. Now compounded monthly means we're investing it 12 times a year, and 8 years times how much a month, so that's what we're going to substitute in. We just type it into the calculator. Let's do this bit first. So 0.052 divided by 12 plus the 1 to the power of 8 times 12, which is 96, which I'm then multiplying by 42,000, gives me my final answer of $63,610.01. So really it's just knowing the compounded monthly formula there, and that's how you get 100% on the financial maths.